I speak unto thee this day, and I say it is true, absolutely true, that the wages of sin is death. And I say, when men will continue in sin, whether they believe it or not, I say that death and damnation shall be their rewards. That is, when men will continue to scoff and mock the truth, the light that I provide, to pursue the course of their own lust, they pay for the same. For I say that I, the living God, am not mocked, and when men will choose to oppose me, they are the ones who pay for the same. Now I say, if you really consider that I, the living God, do offer to thee the way that is truth and light, the way that is mercy and hope, and the way that is peace intended. And I say, if you walk in the way that I give thee, I say that you will not be under the sorrows that men are in these times. But I say, if you go according to the lust of the flesh, you pay for the same. That is, you will be taken in a way that will prove to be emptiness, futility, and despair. Now I say that I, the living God, never ever intended that men would live and die and perish in sin, and yet I say they do. And I say it is because they are too stubborn and proud to yield themselves to the humility way that I provide. And I say it is because they are too proud to walk uprightly in me, to come forth in the truth that I intend. And I say instead they walk according to their own understanding, and I say that the same takes them to the grave. For I say, when a man will imagine he may sin and sin and sin and get by, it is not true. For I say that he's walking according to the lust of the flesh, he's walking according to his own evil desires and loving it so. That is, when he's wallowing in sin, indulging in sin, and giving himself ever to sin, he thinks that he can remain the same. But I say that the truth of it is there comes an end to the folly, and I say that the same is death to him. That is, that death is what awaits a man who continues in sin, and the damnation of his soul. I say this day that I, the living God, am merciful, and I say that I reach out unto the wretched, the lost, the sinners who are perishing in their sins. And I say that I call them to repent, to turn from their wicked ways, to be coming forth in me. That is, I call them to know, understand, and realize that it is me, the living God, and me alone, who does give them the truth and the light upon the path. And I say, when they will be accepting of the way that I offer, the way that I give, they can be brought forth in me. But I say, when they are determined to go in the way of fools, I say they will be overwhelmed in the same. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to go in the way of fools, to go in the madness that is sweeping the land. But I say that I call thee to come forth in the way of the upright, ever make glad in me. That is, I call thee to be thankful that it is me, the living God, who does give thee the truth and the light upon the path. For I say, if you will come forth, make glad in me, you are ever uplifted, strengthened, directed, and guided by me. I say this day that I, the living God, do offer to thee the way wherein you can be guided day by day. I say, be thankful for that way. I say, be thankful every single day. For I say, if you even could imagine the multitudes who are living in sin, dying in sin, and perishing in the iniquity of the same, I say that it would make your blood run cold. For I say there are endless multitudes who are caught in the crushing of sin, all to their own damnation. And not only their damnation, but their death, and nothing to face them except hell forever. I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to look upon the sinful and think there is something for thee. For I say there is nothing that remains for the sinner who persists in his sin, except the way of death and the way of damnation of his soul. But I say that the ones who will repent and come unto me and thoroughly amend and change their ways, I say that I will give them mercy. And I say that I will uplift them and bring them forth in the truth, the light, the strength that I provide. Now I say, if you really consider that it is me, the living God, you are meant to love, to seek, to please, and obey, I say you will be led forth in my way. And I say that you will be given the truth and the light, for I, the living God, am the one ever present to give thee the same. I say that you will be given the hope and the peace, the strength, the safety of who I am, for it is me, the living God, ever present and available to give thee the same. and it is me, the living God, ever present, to guide thee forth, that you can indeed be rejoicing in me. I say, therefore, this day in a wayward, vile, corrupt, and evil generation, why not be thankful for what it is that I, the living God, do for thee? That is, why not be thankful that I provide thee with the truth, the light, the strength, and the mercy time and again? For I say, if you really consider in the days of my wrath revealed against the sinful, those who are headstrong and hateful towards me, those who are stubborn and proud, I say you will not want any part of the same. That is, when you really see firsthand how much vengeance belongs to me, when I display my wrath, I say it is a horrid thing to behold. And I say that you will not want to join the fools who follow after folly, all to their own damnation. But I say that you will want to come forth in the truth, the light, the strength that I offer day by day. For I say it is a good thing, a blessed thing, a sweet thing to come forth in me. That is, to be uplifted, directed, and guided in the way of my righteousness, the way of my truth, the way of my mercy. For I say it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the way wherein you can be kept and guided, the way wherein you are meant to walk. And it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the blessedness that I alone can give thee day by day. I say this day that I, the living God, do offer to thee the way that is truth and life, the way that is mercy and hope, and the way that is peace provided. I say, cling to my way, love my way, seek to hold tenaciously to my way, for it is the only way of life. The enemy is ever present with the broad way to entice, to seduce, and lead men far from me. But I say that he's only leading them in the way of sin, the way of destruction, the way of death, and the way of damnation. For I say, when men will pursue the course of meaningless sin, they will end in the grave for the same. For I say that sin will cause a man to die prematurely, then he faces hell as his reward. But I say that I, the living God, do offer unto the sons of men the way of mercy and truth, life and hope and peace always. And I say it is me, the living God, who is indeed the blessedness, the strength, the truth, and the glory intended for my own. I say, therefore, this day do not be quick to be rejecting the light and accepting the darkness that is indeed swirling in the land. But I say instead, be thankful that I, the living God, will lead thee forth in the truth, the light, the mercy that I provide. I say, be thankful that I will give unto thee all that you have need of, to be ever kept in me. And I say that you will be coming forth, knowing that I am the one who is ever present, to give thee the light, to give thee the truth, to give thee the mercy day by day. Therefore I say, in a wayward, vile, corrupt, and evil generation, be walking uprightly in me. That is, be coming forth in that which I, the living God, do give thee, ever thankful to be guided in my way. For I say you are living in a time when sin has been promoted, advertised, and displayed as the most wonderful thing of all. But I say the truth of it is, and the truth will always remain, that the wages that are paid for sin is nothing but death. And I say that the soul is bound in hell of the ones who pursued the course of the wretchedness of sin. I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to be enticed nor seduced by sin, but I say that I call thee to stand strong against the same. And I say that I call thee to proclaim what it is that sinners end in, which is their own damnation. I say that I call thee to choose to come forth in the way of the upright, the way that I provide. And I say that I call thee to be thankful that it is me that you are privileged to serve. I say this day, be glad that I, the living God, do give to thee the way that is truth and light, the way that is mercy and peace, and the way that is hope provided. For I say, if you will be ever thankful unto me coming forth in my way, you will be directed by me. And I say that you will be given the strength, the truth, the purpose, and the way that I, the living God, do intend. I say, rejoice for the same. For I say it is me, the living God, who is righteousness, blessedness, truth, and hope, and the peace provided day by day. Therefore I say this day, do not allow the enemy to give you discontentment with the way of life, for all that he can give you is the way of death. And I say the enemy is clever in all of his conniving and schemes and plots to take men far from me. But I say the truth of it is that everyone who is deceived by the wiles, by the cunning craftiness of the wicked one, is nothing but a fool to follow the same. For I say the reward of wickedness, the reward of evil, is always death and damnation. I say this day, do not be a fool to depart from me, or even to look upon sin and imagine the same has something for thee. For I say that I, the living God, never called my people to lust for sin, to imagine sin in their minds. But I say that I've called my people to walk circumspectly, to walk uprightly, to be coming forth in me. And I say that I've called my people to be made glad, ever thankful, that they can indeed be brought forth in my way. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness, the way of all truth, and the way of mercy provided. And I say, if you will be coming forth in the way that I give thee, what can you do except give thanks and praise unto me? For I say it is me, the living God, who is righteousness, blessedness, truth, mercy, and hope, and peace always. And it is me, the living God, who will show thee that I am indeed well able, as you continue trusting, believing, and hoping in me. I say this day, do not walk afar off from me, but I say, be thankful unto me, and I say, be thankful for the life that I provide. For I say, if you really consider the tender mercies I have given thee, the loving kindness whereby I have guided thee, I say you do not lack for any good thing. And I say the world at this time has gone mad. They are deeply estranged from me. I say they've turned themselves over unto lust. And I say that sin and more sin and more sin is the way that men live in a wicked, perverse, and vile generation. I say it is truly my mercy when I bring my wrath, my fury, my indignation upon them, and they are devastated in the same, that they can by chance cry out and be forgiven rather than perish in sin. For I say, if I, the living God, do not punish the sinfulness that men are indulging in, I say that all will be consumed and die and perish in sin. For I say that sin is epidemic, it is a plague that spreads from one to another, till all are counted in the same. That is, in the lot of the wretched sinners, of those who are miserable, dying and perishing in sin. I say this day, be thankful that I, the living God, have brought thee from the clutches of sin into the way of my life. I say, be thankful that through me you are given the privilege to walk uprightly, to come forth in truth and light and mercy day by day. I say, be thankful that you do not need to be overwhelmed, consumed, and devoured, and likewise destroyed. But I say that you can come forth, made glad that it is me that you serve. I say, in a wayward, vile, corrupt, and evil generation, be thankful for the privilege to walk in me. Be thankful for the privilege to be uplifted, strengthened, directed, and guided by me. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness and truth, the way of all mercy and hope, and the way of peace provided. I say this day, do not make any provision for sin in your lives, but I say literally abhor the same. For I say, if you make provision for sin, you are as allowing a murderer to live in your very own home. And I say you are making allowance for the murderer, that he can indeed turn upon you, turn upon your children, devour and destroy. I say, so it is with sin. It is a killer, it is a murderer, and I say it is a vice that will take you to hell. Therefore I say, be steady in your resistance against sin, declaring that the same is nothing but the way of death. And I say, be faithful and true to me, and remain in the way of life.